Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Caranco, and your host, Wes Underwood.
Yep. Hey. It's football week here, and no ghetto taco sights and sounds from this past week. But welcome to the Sports Timeout Podcast, brought to you by Jefferson's and Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin. Go check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry if you're in need of a brighter, straighter smile. Yeah. And they are offering $50 off till the end of this month on teeth whitening and giving you your own kit to take home after treatment. So hurry up. August 31st is quickly approaching. Get your appointment in today at 417-622-0404. Wes Underwood, along with Tony, Jensen. How are you guys doing?
Good. Hey, you think Robert would make me a grill?
If you call him the right name.
What is it not Robert?
That's his last name, Roberts.
Oh, it's Robert.
Oh, Blake.
Sorry, Blake, if you're watching this. Avid viewer of Sports Timeout Podcast.
Indeed. Jensen, you good down there?
Yeah, can't complain, except it's stupid hot, but that's the norm.
We're getting rain.
You're wearing a hoodie.
Because I keep my house cold.
Yeah, I attest to that. I mean, it's pretty cold in my house too. So,
Gotcha.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Layups.
And on that note, we aren't going to start with layups, but we'll go into the NFL and we'll talk Patriots and the addition of Zeke Elliott. Not my cousin. But yeah, Ezekiel Elliott, as y'all may know him. Zeke for short. The Cowboys, now former running back, who put up 800 plus yards in just 14 games last year. Not to mention, in 7 seasons, he put up over 8,000 yards. Nothing to shake your head at. But yeah, Jerry Jones didn't want to retain him or pay the man. So here he is, New England, Belichick. Do you think the Pats hit the jackpot here, or do you think he's going to just fizzle out there?
I think if the Patriots pick him up, they have some sort of plan for him. There's something that he does well that they want him to do for Bill Belichick. I don't think Bill Belichick would make that move if there wasn't a specific plan for him.
Absolutely.
And so I think it's a good move for the Patriots. I see him be the Patriots do a really good job at making an average player good because everybody plays into the system. So as long as Zeke buys into the program, I think he's going to actually do pretty good.
So Tom Brady, average player, he made him look good. I like it.
Yep. No, I'm not. That's dead serious. Like for real. Like, I mean, he's very average athlete. You know,
Drew Bledsoe, average guy, Super Bowl contender under Bill Belichick.
Right.
I get you. Yeah, I agree. Anything to add there, Jensen?
I have nothing educated to add to this conversation. I'm going to leave it to you guys.
All right. On that note, next in the NFL, we talk the Jets and wide receiver Corey Davis. 28-year-old is stepping away from football. And according to his social media, he said he's been mulling it for a while, but is not retiring. So I don't know. He didn't give a reason either for walking away. Like, that's just okay. My position's been filled. I mean, they signed a bunch of guys. Where am I going? All right, I'll take the year off, and I'll get paid too, because it's excused. The Jets did excuse it. So, what are your all's thoughts here? So you just taking a break because, or?
I mean, there could easily be something else going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something, there could be a, family emergency that he knows is going to take up a lot of his time and energy, that he wouldn't be able to be good at either one. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
he just found out Aaron Rodgers was his daddy. So
maybe.
Yeah.
That could have been it.
Do what?
Said I would take the year off too. Then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Darkness
probably
retreat. He's gonna go into a hole and just lay there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I don't know. Yeah, I feel like obviously my mind wanders to like mental health, but
True.
honestly, like these guys now that with all this like research about like head injuries and like all these cardiac arrests that are happening, like
Yeah.
personally, like I would have a different mindset too because you've been in the league for a few years, like you and your family are probably good if you are okay with money. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you're not sacrificing like your well-being, but I don't
Well,
know.
you mentioned the head thing there too. I mean, Patriots player got knocked out last week, and that was rough to see as well.
Yeah, that was crazy. It's just happening like more and more. Like I feel like it's just like I don't know, is it more common now or is it just more
I think
media?
it's just
feel-
more reported.
Yeah, I feel like it's more common now, though. Also, that it's been reported, and I mean, people are paying more attention to it because back in the day, the camera wouldn't just go zoom in on that player. It was like one of the unwritten rules. Like when I was in college and I was filming sports, do not focus on the person that got hit. Focus on the teammates, focus on the coach. And then now it's like you're watching TV and all you see is people focusing on that player that's down on the field. Now you get a guy like DeMar Hamlin and that situation happens. Obviously, ESPN did really well at not focusing on that moment. They were, as should be, focused on the players and the coaches and just kind of getting that initial thing, going back to the booth, having them talk, and they paused for a while and had commercials. I mean, stuff like that. But yeah, I agree. It is a little bit more shown in the lens for everybody now. So
I think it's a really good point, Wes. And think, on top of that, what was I going to say? I mean, I had something semi-intelligent to say. It's good for views.
it
You
is.
know, it's good for views. Even though it's, I do think like now remembering back, yeah, people like the NFL would go to commercials or focus on the players and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now, like it's 100% focus. Like the camera's on it, so like obviously the people at the games are paying attention to the player, but if it's on but the millions of people watching it at home are focused on that.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I think whenever that happens, it's good for views, even though it's not a good thing for the player. It's happening anyways. They might as well just take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like there was like a lull with the media after the whole Kevin Ware incident.
Oh, yeah.
And then I feel like maybe now it's just like coming back, like it's like a full circle kind of thing. I feel like people cared a lot after that incident and
Yeah.
now we're back.
It's true. It's true.
Kevin Ware's injury was a little bit more egregious though.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying I'm not saying so I take that back. What I mean by that, like, is a lot more gory. You know what I mean? With the bone and stuff. Like this one, even though it was technically worse, by definition, I would say that it's not as hard to watch, right? Like it was just a guy passing out,
Yeah.
versus seeing this guy snap his leg, and so even though I don't think the media should really pay so much attention to it, in my opinion, but like. I don't know. Like if they're making money off of it, I understand why.
Yeah. Yeah. Next up, guy that's going to be making a little bit more money this year, and interesting decision here by this team, the Bucks. Baker Mayfield, they name him the starter. I mean, I like it. I want to get your all's thoughts here. I mean, he's no Tom Brady though. Can he get the Bucks to the playoffs? I think he can. I mean, he took the Browns back in 2020, won a game against Pittsburgh, lost to the Chiefs in a close game. And funny that team that he lost to was Kansas City, because Kansas City played the Bucks that year and lost to the team that he now goes to. So I don't know. It's weird, but I mean, I do like it. It makes sense. But what are your all's thoughts here?
I'm cool with it. I don't see it being a bad decision for them to go with him.
Yeah.
Obviously, he has a little bit more experience. Um, and Baker, you can never say that he's out of a game, right?
No.
Hopefully, he's matured a little bit. Become a better player,
Yeah.
and I think he can make it a competitive team. Everything needs to be perfect for him, though. So
Absolutely.
hopefully, he got a little bit better and can make plays out of thin air.
I just
Yep.
feel bad for him. I feel like he's gonna be compared so much. Like it's like Bronny James, like just the amount of pressure that like follows that name. So
Yeah.
Right.
True.
That makes sense. Yeah,
It'll
I
be.
mean it's going to be difficult, but I think
Yeah.
if either people can step up to the plate, it'd probably be Bronny James and it'd be Baker Mayfield.
It's true. Yeah.
It'd be at
Interesting.
least interesting.
Yeah. It's weird that we compare those two, but I mean, it's odd, but it fits. So,
Right.
sorry, basketball.
and on that note, next we talk WNBA and we talk the Dream, and they lose Nia Coffey. Pretty big defensive presence gone there, averaging almost 5 rebounds a game. I don't know. I mean, where do you think the Dream are right now, team wise? I mean, you've already stated, obviously, it's the Aces, the Liberty, the top two, but could the Dream potentially be a breaking team even without one of their defensive stars in there?
Great question. So I would put the Dream, I'd put them in the top 5 for
Yeah.
sure. But losing Coffee, who started 31 games is what I'm reading this year.
Yeah.
Like that's insane. Like it's gonna hurt the chemistry in a way, but I think that if the team can like get through that, they'll be just fine.
Yeah. I mean, that's almost every team, but this one in particular, because they're not a dominant team, but they can go out and win a game and they can do well at points. I mean, they had a stretch this year, I think it was 8 games where they won in a row, and then something, I don't even know what happened. Something injury wise happened to the team, and it was minor, but it wasn't really publicized. But doing some further reading, one of the players had just a minor injury tweak, and then they ended up losing a couple games because that chemistry was broken up. So yeah, I mean, I think they'd be in a lot better situation than they are now before that injury, but it's basketball. It wears and tears you like any sport.
Right. Yeah. And like you were saying, like I feel like the Dream is so, what's the word? Like they like go on runs so much that
Yeah,
it'll just depend on like how it falls.
it's true. Very true.
That's what they're called, the Dream.
Yeah. And next up, NCAA, we talk football, talk Reggie Bush and his situation with the Heisman. I mean, now he's retaliating to all of his allegations back in his college days. And man, I mean, a lot going on here. He's now suing the NCAA, rightfully so. I mean, if all those allegations were indeed false, he's got a huge case here. Tony, your thoughts on this one? Because you brought it up earlier this week, and I mean, it's a big situation, but what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, man. I mean, absolutely. I think he should have done this years ago.
Yeah.
I think the fact that he got his Heisman taken away is BS. I think even though if those were the rules, right? He broke the rules, whatever. I don't think there's no merit behind taking his Heisman away because
Yeah.
he's still like if he would have got paid or not, he would have still been playing and he would have still performed just as well. The
Yeah.
money had nothing to do with it. So the
Nope.
fact the NCAA took his Heisman away is ridiculous, especially now after watching the Johnny Football documentary that's on Netflix,
Yes.
where Johnny Manziel pretty much agrees to everything, and whenever it was going on, it just came out that his buddy, he was the fall guy, and his buddy was the one taking advantage of Johnny selling the
Yeah.
autographs and stuff. when in fact, and then he's like, and as soon as he beat the case, it went right back to selling autographs. Like he literally admitted it on the documentary. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's a little bit worse than Reggie Bush's situation. But even then, I don't fault Johnny for taking advantage of his situation. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that they have this new NIL rules because to me, that's the least the NCAA can do if they're not going to be paying these guys for bringing them millions and millions of dollars every year.
Yeah. It's true. It's crazy. And it makes you wonder how many people have had that happen to them and they just never talked about it.
Yeah. And it happens all the time. Like every D1 school, there's somebody getting paid under the table. It happens every single place.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's football or basketball, maybe baseball. You know, like the big three, where that brings in most of the funding.
Yep.
You know, to me, that's like it's super common. Like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Why not take care of the people that are taking care of you?
True. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on that, we'll go ahead and go into men's soccer. Talk Sporting Kansas City. They return home tomorrow against San Jose. I'm excited for this one. 4 points out of the playoffs. Much needed time off. I mean, it's probably not quite the way they wanted it to go, but they did get the extra time off. All the goalkeepers are healthy now. Amelia is back at practice. Team looks poised this week. And yeah, I'm excited for them as they take on San Jose tomorrow. And it's going to be a good game. And yeah, also congratulations to Isaac Carpenter and Maddie Wilson on winning the tickets to that game. So yeah, hope you guys get to enjoy it. And
Confetti.
yeah.
You need that confetti to the video now.
No joke. I mean, paying for it. We might as well get some. Yeah. And lastly, we talked to Kansas City Current. They play on the road this week, and they earned a much-deserved 3 points last week, moving them up the table. They have Houston this weekend, who went for a draw in the last matchup they had. So lots to look at here for them. I mean, they look to continue to climb that table, but us fans believe. Us fans believe, just like Ted Lasso would say, even they got those nice little KC shirts out from Ted Lasso, by the way. They're pretty cool. But it's very doable with deep bench. Almost everybody's back. They keep getting new player after new player. I mean, I think they'll be fine unless if just something goes catastrophic and they just tank. But I don't foresee that at this point, not with everybody coming off the bench and being ready to go now. But also, another giveaway here. Congratulations to Sam Bruner on winning the tickets to see the Current versus Angel City next week. I will also be making my debut at Children's Mercy Park next week as they're bringing me off the bench at halftime. But yeah, going to be playing in the media games. Team Heartland here. Red, Team Red, Heartland. Yeah, let's go get it. Wish y'all could be there, but I guess I'll be making this trip solo. So yeah.
Don't injure yourself.
Oh, I'll be stretching. There's no doubt. I'm
Yeah,
30
no, trust
something
me,
now, so
Trust me, I want to be there. If it just wasn't on a Friday, I would definitely be there on a Saturday.
yeah. I wish it was on a Saturday too. It's weird. One of the odd games where it's on a Friday hardly happens, but it did.
Right.
But on that note, we'll go ahead and head into the local sports update brought to you by Trackside Burgers. They are open at 1515 West 10th Street, and fall sports are officially in action tonight. Full swing ahead, and yeah, Neosho football quarterback Quenton Hughes came on to talk, as well as Joplin's Quin Renfro and Dontrell Holt. And I end with Webb City tight end Jonah Spieker. Take a look. And yeah, we bring in Joplin's senior running back Quin Renfro and offensive lineman Dontrell Holt. How are y'all?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. AC went out in the school today that I work at, and that wasn't good. But yeah, can imagine with all that too being a busy week. I mean, you guys got the heat. You're practicing late. but football season begins tonight, and I'll highlight last year a little bit here. You guys averaged 39 points a game, went 7-2, and then on defense, 23 points allowed. It's pretty good numbers there. But that being said, what's the feeling going into this year?
Yeah, so obviously we want to get on the offensive side of things, we want to get those points per game up. We had a lot of turnovers last year and just 3-and-outs that affected us, and we need to come out scoring. And so I feel like, that's kind of been the focus this year coming into the start of the season is just be able to, complete drives and score the ball when we need to and not get as much turnovers, which we've been doing really good a job of this summer.
Awesome. And Dontrell, I know we talked about you getting locked in with Iowa State, but what does your offseason look like on that offensive line? I mean, have you changed anything in your prep for this season, or has it kind of stayed similar?
I've kind of changed little things with my prep. I started working out with Quin to get more agile and start working on my hip mobility and stuff like that, getting ready for college and prepping myself for a better season this year than I had last year. Had a lot of mistakes in my game that I needed to sharpen up, and I've been working on that so I can be better.
Fantastic. And kind of a little extra one here. How's the offensive line are you the captain there, or do you kind of get to tell the guys, hey, what's up? We got this to work on. Do you get to do that kind of stuff?
Yeah, they look at me as not really as a captain, but as a brother, because we have a real good connection as an online.
Yeah.
And just getting the younger people right to this point, we're starting to flow a lot better, getting way more physical up front, which is really good. Starting to look really good.
Sweet. And Quin, you signed with South Dakota State after you had an amazing year last year, putting up 1,500 yards, 24 touchdowns. I mean, that guy right there next to you is one of the guys who helped pave the way to that, and along with those other offensive linemen out there. But what's your offseason been like? He kind of mentioned you guys have been practicing together. He's got more agile. What's that look like for you, and how do you feel going into this Branson game?
Yeah, I feel like especially since we're committed now, we got a chip on our shoulder because we know what's coming next. So obviously we're focused on this high school season, but we're just trying to become more college ready players. So a lot of technical stuff and a lot of position work is what I've been doing, and just breaking everything down and really attacking my weaknesses. That's been the main goal this summer: attacking my weaknesses and just getting more strength.
And Quin, you also changed your number this year. Can you kind of walk us through that?
Yeah, so number 0. Basically, I mean, I have a little saying behind it, 0 excuses, but it was really just I wanted something new. I've been asking Coach Jasper for 0 for a while now, and we finally got it in. And I'm just, I'm glad to have a little change. I'm always gonna be 3, but number 0 for the senior year. Well, I'm rocking.
Awesome. And then question for both of you here. How excited are you guys for this season ahead? And what can we kind of expect from Joplin this year?
This year I've been real excited of how physical we looked and the competition we're getting every day from our defense. Our defense is young, flying around like hyper, and just love to see it. It's building us up as an offense every day, and we're getting real good looks against what I'd say is one of the better defenses in the state. So that really excites me. So just going out there and proving a point is what we talked about against Branson, and making our point notice to the whole COC and the whole state of what type of football we're going to play this year here in Joplin.
Awesome.
Yeah, so kind of the same thing. I feel like this year everybody's putting in and everybody's locked in. Everybody wants to be a part of it and everybody wants to win. I feel like we kind of have a sour taste in our mouth from last year. We didn't end the season the way we wanted to. So, we bring back a lot of those players that played in the game last year and lost in that Ray-Pack game. So I'm just bringing that experience back, and with the good leaders we have, and role models and coaches and everybody, it's just we're a great team, and we're just gonna keep building off of it. We also got a lot of confidence coming into this year, and so we're at the end of the day, we're still gonna play with a chip on our shoulder, but we're all in. We're locked in.
Great. It's great. And we mentioned the Branson this week. You open up your home campaign next week against Willard. What are you all looking forward to at Jung this year, being senior year? And do you kind of have a message for the fans to kind of get them pumped up and ready to go early?
Just like getting to play there at Jung, I feel like it's one of the better looking stadiums here we have in Missouri. And yeah, just proving a point to Joplin, like how they show up to us, and we're gonna give them good football to watch every week, every home game we have.
Awesome.
Yeah, kind of the same thing. I feel like we're just gonna play our game, and our game is gonna speak for ourselves, and the crowd is just gonna feed off of that. I mean, we have a really good fan base, and obviously there's a lot of supporters and everything. So we're just looking to give them the same effort they give us. So we're just gonna play hard, and then we're gonna show out for them. And we're really excited to get back on our turf. It's been a while, so we're excited to do that.
It's awesome. Last question here, kind of a fun one. I've been stuck with this theme for a while because there's been some interesting ones out there. But what's been the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you during a game?
Honestly, there's not a lot that I can think of that really just embarrassed me. But I gotta think. Like, there's not a lot that's embarrassing. Probably my freshman year, I went in and on the goal line, and I was going for it was a 2-yard run. I was going in. It was against Republic, and it was the first time I got cracked pretty good. And when I got cracked, my mouthpiece went back like 10 yards. So that was probably the most embarrassing moment. I don't know how many people saw that in the stands, but my teammates sure did. So that was probably the most embarrassing moment.
Dontrell?
I really don't know, really, as my high school careers went out.
Well, I guess maybe not embarrassing for you. How about embarrassing for opponents? I mean, you had some pretty good pancakes.
Oh, you could have gave me that one.
Huh? Embarrassing for opponents? Like, probably last year against Branson, I took somebody to the track, and I'd feel bad if I was in that position of them, but yeah.
Go ahead there. Go ahead, Quinn. We'll let you.
My most embarrassing moment for the opponent is one time it was against Ozark, and I juked this dude so bad that he literally fell on his butt, and it was the weirdest ankle break ever, right? And he just fell on his butt, and it was like he wasn't even there. That was probably it right there.
Those are also the moments that are like, yeah. But appreciate you guys coming on. Good luck, and have a healthy, safe season this year. We're looking forward to it. I know the rest of the community probably is too, because you guys put up a heck of a show last year. I mean, really under Coach Jasper, there hasn't been a terrible year, so that's awesome. It's kind of another point they had was he hasn't gone below 500. So if you guys can stay above 500, I think this town's
you don't
pretty
gotta
happy.
worry about that. You don't gotta worry about that, I promise you.
All right. Guys, take care and have a great week. And also stay hydrated.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no problem. Next, we bring in Neosho Senior Quarterback Quenton Hughes. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Man, I give it to you guys. You guys are going to go battle in this heat tonight. I can't even imagine what you all have to go through in practice.
Oh, it's insane. And we're in the end zone facility we have here. It's still hot in there. It's like an oven in there.
Yeah. Can only imagine. Yeah.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. But it could be worse, But.
I mean, I did have my heat go out at school this week, not heat, but air conditioner, and
oh, that's horrible.
It was.
Yeah, that sun. I'm just glad we don't have to be out in the sun today, but it hasn't been too horrible.
But can imagine it's been a busy week on top of all that. But football season begins tonight, and to highlight last year's team a little bit, you all averaged and won 4 games. got up there in the win column first time since 2018. What's this team's mindset going into the game at Willard?
Well, last year it was a good step up. Being 4-7, we should have won a couple more games, but that's just football.
Yeah.
Going to Willard, we want to start off with a win, and just start snowballing some wins together, and start getting a couple pair, some trying to get like a win streak going. We haven't had a win streak in quite a while, so once you get a win streak, you're kind of unstoppable at that point, and that's what we're kind of looking forward to, and try to be better than last year.
Awesome. And I mean, you had quite a bit of a success story last season. 2,800 yards, 28 touchdowns. How have you prepared for this season to kind of help elevate those stats from last year to this year?
Well, it's like I always hit hard on camaraderie, because I feel like once you get your team involved with you and being close with your team, you almost get like a sixth sense in a way, like where they're going and they know where you're going. And so I've always tried to get close with the team, know my receivers well, know my line well, know the coaches well. I just try to get everyone on board, kind of on the same page to be successful. So I'd say that's probably been the biggest thing that's kind of helped me along the way with doing all the things I've achieved.
It's awesome. And I mean, you mentioned that not only did you have that success last year, but a guy who helped you get to that success, Cade Cameron, what do you think helps your connection to him? Because at points it seemed to be electric.
Yeah, well, it's like like I said, me and Cade have always been close. We've been teammates since third grade, and he's been my receiver, and I've been his quarterback ever since then. So, just me and him have just been like, it's kind of like we've always been on the same page for some weird reason. It's just been like some weird like little football thing, but yeah, I mean, he's helped me tremendously. And, like I said, we're on the same page for things. He runs a route that, I might get stuck on in the backfield. I can move out of the pocket and he'll be there. I'll just trust him to be down there somewhere. And usually always something electric happens.
It's awesome. Mention him, but you get help in the backfield this year from Denver Welch. I mean, I've heard he will be a little bit more involved this season, and he's had a good off season. How is it to have more experience with you in the backfield this year?
Oh, it's great. Jared was amazing last year. Jared's probably one of the best athletes I've played with ever. But Denver has tremendously filled that role in for him, to come up, because it is hard replacing someone like Jared. It really is just a solid athlete. But Denver came in, I'd say honestly about 3 weeks ago, he went from a really good COC right back to a great one. He just flipped a switch like that. And, ever since then, he's been unstoppable in practice. And I'm really excited to see how he does this season.
And you kind of talk about this too. Lastly, I highlight those guys up front. You talked about you bring back Velasco, Tomlinson, Harden. How nice is it to return the guys who keep you fresh out there?
Oh, it's amazing. Those guys, like I said, those people, I've been playing with them since, man, I don't even know how long ago, third grade. Tice, I probably played with him since, start of high school. He was moving from McDonald County, a bunch of stuff. But I mean, those guys, like yesterday, we went and ate dinner together. We went to like a lineman dinner I went and tended to with all the linemen. And so like that camaraderie, that just know that they got my back, they give me time. We can make some stuff happen, some magical stuff. So it's always been great with those dudes. They're great guys, and they do the dirty work, and they don't really get a reward for it.
They get dirty and you don't.
I know. They keep me fresh, like you said.
Yeah. And I mean, we mentioned Willard earlier too, along with the mindset. What do you guys hope in the opening on the road there? I mean, what can we expect out of you?
We obviously hope for a win. And if we play like we've been playing in practice this past 2 weeks and just been electric, I mean, I wouldn't expect us not to get one. I'm not trying to sound overconfident or anything, but that's just we've been playing great these past two weeks in practice. Awesome. And just expecting to get a win is the biggest thing. And then, like I said, to start getting a little win streak going after that would be amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about that too. Tough task. I mean, we all know how Nix is. I mean, Joplin fans, Neosho, Carthage, all the area around here. I mean, you guys get them at home. Yeah. You guys get them at home next week, though. I mean, team that's done some damage. What's something you'd like to see from the community to kind of help you guys gain that advantage at home this year?
Well, I mean, the community has been tremendous these past, since I've been in high school. They've been amazing, and I would honestly say the games we played the best is when our our stands are the most packed. I mean, honestly, like some teams get nervous, some teams kind of shut down when they see that much people, but having that atmosphere was just just electric for us, and we needed that. And so I hope they do the same for Nick's a little home opener there and against a good team. That's it's a tough team, but we should be playing great with how we've been practicing, like I said, and then stands being packed is electric. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get a win from there too.
I mean, I was telling the softball team they got kind of the same thing going on because I believe their opener is going to be at home at around football time. It's just going to be a little bit before. So everybody that goes over there should head on over to you guys. And
yeah, exactly.
Get that community going, have some like tailgating, get some stuff going.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing too. Like, since we've been building a bunch of stuff out in this, in this part of, I guess, like the stadium and stuff, the tailgating and just like I said, the atmosphere it's been insane. It's been packed and it's
awesome.
I love it, and it's nothing to fret over, and it's always exciting.
While we're on the topic of tailgating, favorite barbecue?
Man, I'm not a big barbecue guy.
No?
I'm not gonna lie, but like I'd have to go with anywhere in Kansas City. That barbecue is just.
Okay.
I'm not a barbecue guy, but I'll go there. Every time I'm in Kansas City, I always get some kind of barbecue.
All right. Last question here. Most embarrassing thing that's happened to you during a game or practice, or we let the Joplin guys. What's the most embarrassing moment that you've had happen from you given to the opposing team?
Oh man, I'd say my freshman year, the most embarrassing thing in a game was I broke a couple tackles. It was here at Bob Anderson's, and I was past the second. I just got past and broke some tackles, and then I just fell. Like I had a wide open. It was so embarrassing. I was like, I still have it on film, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. Like I had a wide open touchdown. I know no one touched me. I didn't slip. I just fell. Just boom. That was embarrassing, but
it's always the worst.
I know, because you had a touchdown. You had the easy 7 right there, and then it fell.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. We hope you guys
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, safe road trip to you and good season and stay healthy.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, take care.
All right, see you.
And lastly, in this week's COC preview, we bring in Webb City senior tight end Jonah Spieker. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Man, I feel for you guys because I was without air conditioning this week, and I can't imagine you guys, even at 8 o'clock at night or whatever time you guys get. I mean, kudos.
Yep. We had some early mornings and some late evenings this week, but we did everything to make it work so we can perform the best we can on Friday night.
It's awesome. We're excited for it. And to highlight last season a little bit, y'all go 6-3, put up close to 2,000 yards on the ground last year with a pretty good run game. That being said, this year has a lot of firsts to go off of as it's your coach's first year. This is the first year without Coach Rod. This is the first year with a few questions, but how's the team's mindset currently with all that chatter going into this game against Nixa?
Well, as a team, we're working to do it better than it's ever been done before. So we're really focused this year, and we last year we had a lot of silly mistakes that could have easily been avoided, and this year we're really working on discipline and cleaning those things up. So our mindset as a team is being very disciplined, because it could just be skipping her up here in the weight room, and then it could be third down and short, and now you turn it into a third and long.
Yeah. And we talked to you now a little bit. Last season, you made a few good grabs, and then you blocked really well for that run game we mentioned there at the beginning. That said, what's your offseason look like, and how have you prepped for this year?
Yeah, so in the off season, I've gone on some good college visits and things like that. But I also, one of my favorite things to do is I played some 7-on-7 this off season. So that's a big thing I was using, because Webb City, we don't throw the ball a ton. We didn't last year. So I was trying to showcase that I could still catch the football. So I was preparing myself for this season as well, all throughout the off season. Just picking up opportunities as I could go.
And I mean, we go back to that Jamboree game. You mentioned 7-on-7, but you got some nice looks there. Are you still primarily going to be blocking this year, or will you be catching some passes?
Well, I'm going to be doing whatever the team needs me to do. So if I need to be catching the football and running with it, I will do that happily. But I would be happy having 0 receptions a game if our team wins. So
Yeah.
I'll do whatever the team needs, but I'll block my heart out. And if I get the ball, I'll run with it. So
Awesome.
I'm
Well
excited
said.
for
Well
that.
said. Do what?
I'm excited for that. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are excited to see what this year has in store. I mean, from you, running back, quarterback was up, but I think it's pretty much figured out now. And then, yeah, I mean, this team has a lot of questions to be answered, but we'll see. We'll see. And we mentioned this team's mindset against Nixa. How ready are you all to start this season off? And does starting on the road kind of get to you all, or do you guys just like, let's go?
We're just ready to strap them up and get them going. We've been so eager and waiting, and we've been scrimmaging against our own team. And at the Jamboree, we were thrilled to hit somebody with a different jersey, but we were just ready to strap them up and get the season going. We've been practicing really hard, and we're ready to see what all that hard work has done and how it pays off.
Absolutely. And next up, we talk first home game against CJ. It's a rivalry game. How much are you guys looking forward to that one? And what would you like to see from the community as they come out to this new season at your football stadium?
Well, always first things first, we got to take care of Nixa, but definitely looking forward to playing at home. There's nothing like it. I can still remember my sophomore year walking down for the first time and seeing all the people, and it just takes your breath away. It's such an enjoyable experience. So I'm just hoping that everybody still shows out this year, even though the team's in question. And I hope to see the stands packed like they have been in previous years against the first game against CJ. And that would absolutely be terrific if the stands were packed. And it's just the environment of Webb City football is having the stands packed and getting a good football game.
Are you that guy that gets fired up when they're screaming and yelling, or are you just kind of like, all right, yeah, I'm here?
Well, I would say it definitely gets me fired up before a game, but I'm not dependent on like the energy from the crowd. I can be motivated from myself, and if a crowd's booing or something like that, it's not going to affect my performance. But I definitely love the energy the crowd gives, and that definitely energizes you as an athlete on the field.
Absolutely, absolutely. And last question here, something that I've been doing with everybody this week, and something embarrassing you've done in a game or to an opposing player that you've done to them.
Okay, so I get a lot of pancake blocks, and that's one of my favorite things to do. But there was this kid against Neosho. I couldn't tell you his name. I don't know what it is. And I pancaked him on a play, and I said, "Hey, buddy, I'm going to put you on my highlight reel." But he was being a jokester the whole game, so I told him that. And then he was like, okay. He like was shaking it off. The next play, I did the same thing pretty much again, but he like tripped over somebody's ankle.
Ooh.
So when I had him on the ground, he said, no, you can't put that one on there. It doesn't count because I tripped. You know that. And then so that was something embarrassing I did to him, but I didn't put him on the highlight reel for that one because he did trip.
That's pretty funny. That's a good one. All fun and games with the local teams around here. I mean, you guys, a lot of you seem to be pretty good friends outside of football too. So, but yeah, congratulations on being a senior this year. Guy's going to go out there, do something special. I can feel it. And yeah, good luck. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Looking forward to Friday Night Lights tonight, and good luck to them. Hope they stay safe and stay healthy this season. And we now head into the 2-minute warning brought to you by Hot Stone Pizzeria. Not feeling like cooking this weekend? Go grab some pizza by the slice over there. Only Wednesday through Saturday. And we open up high school, and Joplin opens at Branson. And we'll begin our Who You Got here. So who you got?
Joplin.
Yeah, I feel like you have to go with the hometown team.
Yeah, I'll go Joplin.
I'm not, even though Joplin's a hometown team, they're not my team. But I will, but they are better, I think. I would assume they were pretty good last year.
Yeah, three D1 guys this year, and it's gonna be great. 2 of them were just on today, so yeah. And then next up, we got Webb heading to Nixa. It's gonna be a tough one. Who you got?
Man, I'm not ever going to turn my back on them when so Webb City. It's going to be a tough game, but I think this is a great game to start out with, set the tone, and I think it'll be a good season if they can do it.
Well, I'm gonna go the opposite of Tony.
You're gonna go Nixa. All right, okay. Oh man,
You don't work for them no more, so what are they going to do?
I mean, I still say Webb here.
Yeah.
Surprise of the week.
Right. Yeah, I'm going for Webb. I don't think it's a surprise of the week. I think it's going to be a really competitive game. I think it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go for Webb though.
Next up, Carthage heads to Republic. Who you got?
Carthage.
Carthage.
Dawn of the year. Gonna go local, Carthage. And then next up, we got CJ, the only team in this area hosting somebody this week, which is very rare. But they host Ozark. Who you got?
That one actually may be a fun game, but
Yeah.
I'm going to say Carl.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Ozark.
All right. I'll new coach over there. I'll go Ozark this time around. I don't know too much about CJ's coach. Prove me wrong, CJ. And then Neosho heads to Willard. Who you got?
Neosho.
Neosho.
I'll take Neosho. They're on the up and up. And then NCAA action. Navy heads to number 13 Notre Dame. This one could be fun. Who you got?
I'm going to say Notre Dame. I think it's a little bit safer to say Notre Dame.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Notre Dame.
All right. I'll take Notre Dame there too. I don't think Navy could pull an upset. And then final preseason action opens up. Titans, Patriots tonight. Who you got?
And I'll let Jefferson go first. I'll just leave you out.
And I'm gonna go Patriots.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just do track and field.
I'll take the Patriots here. Then
Yeah, I don't see it mattering either way, so that's why I'll go.
Chiefs host the Browns tomorrow. Their first home preseason game. Their first home game of the season. Who you got?
I got the Chiefs on this one.
Wow, rare moment. I'm going Chiefs.
I'm gonna go Browns. Deshaun Watson. He's gonna get some starting time this week again. So we'll see. And then wrap it up. Texans and the Saints preseason on Sunday. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Derek Carr in the Saints.
I'm going Saints. I went to the Texans game this past weekend and it was horrible.
I'll take Saints here also. And
When do you think Houston's going to sell their franchise?
they won't.
I hope not.
Good.
I think it'll be a while, but music's here. So is the end of another episode. Let's go ahead and announce the rest of the winners here and the rest of our giveaways. We got Milana de Crescenzo. She wins a medium topping pizza from Hot Stone, any topping, and then as well as Trinity Harms. Congratulations. As for Jefferson's, Crystal Hancock and Tonio Caranco. Tony, your dad, yeah.
Yeah. I know where he's taking me now.
And then for the track side, we have Missy Feather, $15 gift card there. Congratulations. And then Ghetto Tacos, we have 2. Becky Bass de Crescenzo and Seth Peterson. So congratulations to you all, and enjoy your prizes. For Tony, Jensen, Clint, and myself, have a great and safe weekend. Stay cool, and hopefully get to see some rain this weekend. See y'all later.